Okay guys, we are live. So hey everyone, and in this video we are going to start with load balancer in AWS. So my name is Viraj Jain and I'm a mentor at Geeks4Geeks. And in the previous sessions we are actually covering AWS. So we have covered a lot of things like IAM, EC2. Then we also covered about what is EBS volume, okay, and what is AMI and different topics, right? So you can check out the Geeks4Geeks development channel. You can subscribe to the Geeks4Geeks development channel. Go to the playlist and there you would find my AWS playlist. You'll get all the previous videos. Okay. So today we are going to learn about load balancer. So in short, I'm going to give you a definition of load balancer. Just a second. Let me just check everything is fine or not. Hi Azhar Sheikh. Hi. Okay, so let me just give you an example. So previously what we have done is we created EC2 instance, right? So let me just assume that we have one EC2 instance. Now guys, this EC2 instance has one problem. What problem? It has storage limitations and it has RAM and it has CPU limitations, right? That means there is some limitation, only some amount or some specific amount of users can use this instance at a time. Suppose this EC2 instance can handle 20 users. Okay, suppose it can handle 20 users at its peak, for example. But you have a platform like you are a big company, and you know that today in my website, or yeah, this would be connected with your website. This EC2 instance would be containing your backend, and that would be sent to your front end, right? So assuming that my website traffic would be around 100 users today. Okay, generally it's 20 users, but for today the users might be 100 because of some festival and things like that. People visit often different shopping websites for different purpose. So you suppose you are Flipkart or you are Amazon shopping. So you know that in normal days 20 customers would visit our website, but in festival days suppose 100 customers would visit. So you know that this EC2 instance, this backend can only handle 20 customers. Now where will those 80 customers go? Either you can just show them loading sign, okay, you can just keep them waiting, but that's not good. Okay, that's not good. That would actually take the customer experience from them. So what you can do is you can create another backend. Okay, you can create another backend, but the problem with this backend is the IP address of this backend and the IP address of this backend would be different. Okay, so now basically we can handle 40 users. Okay, basically there are two approaches. Either you can increase the size of this EC2 instance. That's what a lot of people do. Second approach is this load balancer. We are increasing our servers. We are not increasing the specific server size. We are creating multiple servers. Okay, so for creating multiple servers, this is the approach. So I've created another server, another EC2 instance. Okay, suppose I know that 100 users would be there. So third instance. Okay, so assuming that each EC2 instance can handle maximum 20 users. Okay, similarly fourth EC2 instance, similarly fifth EC2 instance. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create some EC2 instances. They can contain same code or different code, that's not an issue. Okay, but there are 5 EC2 instances for handling large traffic. Suppose in my website there would be large traffic, but the problem here is, guys, this would be having some IP address. This would be having IP address ABC XYZ ABC, something like that. Okay, this is the IP address of our first instance. If I talk about second instance, the IP address would be something else. Okay, something else. Okay, similarly for the third instance, the IP address would also be something else, right? So for all 5 instances the IP address would be different. But you know, when you connect your backend to a front end, there is only one backend address, right? There is only one backend address. That means the IP address must be 1. So what we are going to do is we are going to basically merge all these together. Okay, merge all these together. Okay, like that. Okay, we are going to merge these together to where? to our load balancer, okay, to our load balancer. So basically we are going to create a load balancer for this distribution of traffic. Perfect. So I hope you got an overview what's the purpose of load balancer. So it's like, suppose EC2 instance 1 is busy, it's working at max capacity, so it actually works randomly. Okay, it's not like that first of all it would go to EC2 instance 1. No, it's not like that. It would go randomly. Suppose some request comes here. Okay, suppose some request comes here from somewhere. The request is coming to this load balancer. First of all, this load balancer would be having one IP address. Okay, so let me just write the IP address here. Suppose this load balancer is having an address 123.456.789. Now you know that this is having only one IP address. Okay, load balancer is containing one IP address. So what would happen? Some front end which is suppose created in React.js or wherever you like, some front end would be requesting something from this IP address. Now this IP address is where? Inside this load balancer. So this load balancer would forward the request to any random EC2 instance. Okay, random, I'm saying random. Okay, basically there's an algorithm named as random, like there are different algorithms. Let me just search for some algorithms. Load balancer algorithm. If you just search about this, you'll get a lot of algorithms. That's not really important. If you're just an AWS guy, you can see that uh, there is a good definition. And let me just check basically what are the algorithms used by AWS. Okay, let me just write AWS because algorithms. Yeah, you can see load balancing is the method of distributing traffic equally. Perfect. And you can see modern reliable manner. Okay, scalability. And what are the algorithms? So you can see, yeah, round robin algorithm. And there are different basically algorithms used. Weighted round robin algorithm, IP hash method, dynamic load balancing. Different kind of algorithms are here. You don't need to know these algorithms, but yeah, there is some algorithm which distributes request randomly to these EC2 instances. Okay, randomly. So what we're gonna say is, like, suppose first of all this load balancer suppose goes to the fourth instance. Suppose fourth instance is totally busy, so it would go to the third instance or second instance randomly, right? Whichever is free, that EC2 instance would fulfill your request. Perfect. This is the simplest explanation of our load balancer. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to AWS website. So let's go there. AWS. Here what we're gonna do is I'll just sign in. Okay. So guys, I have signed in and I just went to this EC2 page. Now here what I'll do is I'll just delete my old instances because we don't need them, and like this was just for tutorial purpose. Please don't keep anything extra in your AWS account because you would be charged badly after 1 year. Okay, so don't keep anything extra. So I'm just deleting extra things which I don't really need, and there are two important ones which I have. Um, Okay, I'll just delete these three. I don't need these three. So what I'll do is I'll just terminate these. Okay, these three. So terminate these instances. Okay, so they are being terminated. Let's wait for a few seconds. And if you are still worried that how you can create a free AWS account and things like that, so for 1 year, this is totally free. You can check out my tutorial available at Geeks4Geeks development channel. AWS is free for 1 year. I've explained how you can create a free account in the playlist. Okay, so if you want to see the playlist, let me just show you the playlist. Okay, so I'll just go to this playlist section, and here guys you would see complete AWS series, right? Complete AWS series. So you can just check out this one. Okay, right, now let's continue. So you can see that if I just reload, you can see that yeah, I only have like I have terminated all the unused instances. I don't need these instances, so I'll just terminate them. Okay, so they would be taking some time. You can see one instance is also remaining. Let me just close this one also, so you can see, yeah, it's definitely gonna take time because you are turning down some instances. And let's wait. Okay, I won't proceed. Yeah, you can see that, yeah, I have no extra instances. I don't need other instances. I can delete this one also. Okay, I can terminate this one also. I don't need this one also. Okay, so this is just for me. If you have any extra instances which you don't need, please terminate them. Okay, you would be saving a lot of price here. You won't be charged badly here. Okay, so I've terminated some instances. Now what I'm gonna do is I am simply going to check out some more things which I have created in the previous videos. So you can see I created an image. I'll delete this one also because I don't need this. Okay, if you need that image, you don't know what's AMI, you can check out my previous videos. We have started from basics. Okay, so I'll also deregister this AMI. Okay, deregister this AMI first, so you can see that it's been deregistered. That means it's deleted. Now I'll just go to snapshots, and here also guys, I don't really need any snapshots, so I'll just delete all the snapshots. So delete snapshots. Okay, this was all covered in the previous videos. So if you are not interested in snapshots and things like that, you can just ignore this deletion part. Okay, you wouldn't be doing that. I'm just deleting things because I am trying to save my costs. Okay, that's it. Okay, so one more thing, that is we have created some extra volumes. I'll just remove these available, actually these which are available. That means I'm not using these volumes. Okay, so I'll just delete these volumes also. Okay, these volumes. So delete volumes. DELETE. Okay, so this is the volume which I have deleted. Perfect. Now guys, let's come to the instances. In instances, what we're gonna do is we're gonna launch instance. I'm gonna create, suppose, 3 instances. Okay, I'll just create 3 instances. So I'll just erase this part. Okay, I don't, because yeah, we won't be creating three extra, like just for example I'm creating 3 instances. Okay, so suppose each instance can handle 20 20 20, okay, and 20 20 users. Okay, each instance suppose can handle 20 users, and I know that my traffic is maximum going to be 60 users. If it goes more than 60 users, I'm gonna create one more instance. If it goes more than 80 users, I'm gonna create one more. If it goes more than 100 users, I'm gonna create one more, like that. Okay, so assuming things like that. Or what else you can do, you can increase the capacity of a single EC2 instance also. Okay, that I have shown in the previous videos, you can watch that. But if you want to increase the amount of servers, then you can use load balancer. If you want to increase the capacity of EC2, then you can increase the capacity by changing the configuration of a single EC2 instance, right? Now let's talk about this load balancer. So basically let's create some instances. 3 instances, we'll be creating 3 instances. Okay, so first instance, I'm just gonna say that inst1. Okay, inst1, and Ubuntu, and you can just select basic things. Okay, I'll just select some key pair which I have already downloaded, or you can create a new key pair. If you don't know what it is, please watch basics of AWS. You must know basics of AWS. I'll be selecting my old key pair because we won't be downloading it again and again, else we would miss out the key pairs. Okay, if you have a lot of passwords, then you'll forget the password. That's why I'm just using my old password. That means old key pair, right? Now we would be just creating a fresh security group. Okay, I'll allow HTTPS traffic. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just click on launch instance. Let's wait for this one, and you can see that it's done. Now I'll just create another instance. Okay, so I'm just gonna name it as inst2. Okay, inst2, again Ubuntu, and what, and I'll just again select the same old key pair and allow HTTPS and launch instance. So you can see another instance has been created. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll create one more instance. So launch instances, you can see another instance inst3. Okay, and Ubuntu, and allow HTTPS traffic and launch instance. Yeah, key pair also, my key 123. Okay, so launch instance. So you can see that I have launched the third instance also. Now what we'll do is I'll just reload this. So you can see guys that basically we have 3 instances here. Let's go to the first instance. So you can see that this is basically the first instance. Here you can see the IP address of the first instance is 13.201.68.64. Okay, although later on you can assign it an elastic IP address, but still you know that yeah, it's still an IP address for an EC2 instance, right? So you can see that this is the IP address of EC2 instance 1. Okay, so let me just copy this IP address. Okay, I've copied this IP address, and let me just a second guys. Okay. Yeah. So basically, let me just write the IP address here. Okay, so this is the IP address of EC2 instance 1. Similarly, I'm talking about the second instance. So you can see second instance. So this is the IP address of second instance. I'll just paste the IP address here. So IP address of second instance. Okay. Similarly, guys, I'm gonna paste the IP address of third instance. Okay. So IP address of third instance would be this IP, copy, okay, and paste it here. Perfect. So you can see that now basically we have three different EC2 instances with three different IP addresses. Now what I'm going to do is I am gonna just go here. Okay, I'll just open this address. Okay, I'll just open this address. So you can see that right now it's trying to be loaded. And similarly, if I go to other ones, so you can see that basically we have, okay, I think it's not loaded perfectly. Yes. So if I go to my first instance, if I click on open address, you can see that it's also being loaded, right? So you can see that again there is no page, that's why we can't see any page, but yeah, you can see that this is it, right? And similarly, guys, if I talk about if I talk about the second instance, okay, second instance also, so this is the second instance. Okay, you can see second instance. If I open this address, so you can see this is also there, but right now not working. So you can see that we have things here, we have things here. Okay, first of all, let me just show some content here. Okay, let me just show some content here. So what I'll do is I'll use nginx and I'll be able to show content here very easily. Just give me a second. Okay, then we'll continue. Okay, so first of all, I'll just add some things to inside this one. Okay, so I'll just go to instances. Which one? Instance one. First of all, I'll go to instance one. Okay, and I'll click on connect. Okay, I'll repeat this procedure for all three ones. Okay, so I'll just go here and connect, and I'm just wanting to show something. Okay, just some content so that I can recognize instance one. Okay, so here first of all I'll become root user, sudo su. Okay, super user, and then if I type cd dot dot, okay, and if I type cd dot dot, if I type ls here, you can see that here we have the var folder. So I'm just gonna type first of all I'll install nginx. So first of all I'll just type apt dash get, okay, apt dash get update. Okay, this is the command, and I'll just copy this command to save it somewhere. Okay, so copy this command and I'll just save it somewhere here. Okay, so that we can use it later. Okay, and similarly I have updated my instance. Okay, then what else we want to do? I'll do the same things for the other instances also at the same time. Okay, so I'll open the second instance also. So where is my second instance? This is my second instance, and this is my third instance. Okay, so second instance connect and connect. Okay, so you can see second instance has been connected, and similarly I'll just connect to the third instance, connect. Okay, so guys, you can see that basically this was instance number 1, and this was instance number 2, and this was instance number 3. Okay, so instance number 1 has been done, and similarly for instance number 2, sudo su. Okay, sudo su, and cd dot dot slash dot dot, and if I type ls, you can see we are here. Sudo apt get update. Okay, and similarly for the third instance, sudo su. Okay, sudo su cd dot dot slash dot dot. So I am now outside. Now if I type apt dash get update, so I'm updating everything. So you can see third one would also be updated. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to install nginx. So I'll just type apt get install nginx, and I'll just press Y here. Okay, and I'll just select this part, just copy this part. So copy, and I'll just hit enter here. You can see nginx would be installed in the first one. Similarly I'll paste it second one. Okay, similarly in the third one also I'm gonna paste it. Okay, perfect. Now you can see that that would be done. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is to the index.html file which is available inside the like, okay, I'll just directly go here. Okay, I'll just directly go here. I'm just gonna type cd slash where slash www slash html. Okay, so if I go inside this, you can see we are here. Similarly for others also, I'm gonna go inside this directory. Okay, so copy this and paste it here. Okay, paste this. So similarly paste it. So I'm now inside the HTML directory. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to just edit the index.html file. First of all, if I type ls, you can see that we don't have an index.html file. So I'm just going to create an index.html file by typing v index.html. Okay, already created, and then automatically it would start. Okay, now if I press I, okay, if I press I, and similarly I'm gonna do it for others also. So here also I'm gonna create index.html file. So if I type v command, vim editor in Linux, okay, and then I would type index.html. So you can see that here also started. Just press I, okay, and here also just type the same command, vi index.html. Okay, so again press I. So now you can see that in all three we have the index.html file. So here I'm just gonna name it as this is instance number 1 with IP. Okay, what's the IP? So I'm just gonna paste this IP. Okay, so I'll just copy this IP. Okay, copy this IP and I'll just paste it here. Okay, so I'm just showing some random text. Now if I press escape, okay, if I press escape, okay, let me just first of all copy this. Okay, so copy this part at least. Okay, so I pressed escape and then I have to press colon and then I have to press WQ. Okay, write and quit. Okay, similarly for this one also, I'll just paste the line which I copied. Okay, then what I would do is I would just add the IP address of instance number 2. So copy and paste it here. Okay, and then here I would just say this is instance number 2. Okay, and then if I press control if I press escape and then if I press colon and then if I press WQ, so it would be saved again. Now I'll just come back here and here I'm just gonna type this is instance number 3 with IP, and then I'll just add the IP of instance number 3. Okay, so you can see that now if I paste it here, then if I press escape, then if I press colon WQ, okay, now everything is done. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to visit the IP of instance number 1. So you can see this is instance number 1. Okay, I'll just open the address of instance number 1, and what you'll see is you can see, okay, it's gonna take some seconds. Okay, let's wait. It's gonna take a few seconds. Okay, and then we can continue. So you can see that it's trying to load again and again. Okay, so just now we added things here, that's why it's taking time. Anyways, let's wait for a few seconds. Okay. Okay, just a second. HTTP colon slash slash. Yeah, now it would be done. So you can see that as soon as I type HTTP colon slash slash and the IP, okay, then you can see that it would be done. Similarly, for the second instance also. So similarly for the second instance, instance number 2, you can see instance number 2. If I just open the IP address, okay, and again, if I make it HTTP, you can see that it would be opened. Okay, similarly for instance number 3, if I just open this IP and again you have to just make it HTTP, so you can see since we don't have SSL certificate, so we're gonna get this. So you can see that we have 3 instances. You can see instance number 3 with this IP, instance number 2 with this IP, instance number 1 with this IP. So we have 3 different instances. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach our load balancer to these 3 instances. Okay, perfect. So we have created 3 EC2 instances, okay, with different IPs, and we are able to see that as soon as I load the home page of any instance, you can see I'm gonna get the text which I have written for that. So that I can identify the responses coming from which instance. Perfect. So now we have created 3 instances. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a load balancer which is going to connect to these 3 instances, okay, which is going to transfer traffic to these 3 instances. Okay, so I'll just go to this page back, and here you can see load balancers. Okay, so guys, basically there are different load balancers, but right now I'm just going to discuss the very basic classic load balancer. Okay, so we'll discuss that. So here I'll just click on create load balancer, and you can see that basically we have different types of load balancer: application load balancer, network load balancer, gateway load balancer. We're going to discuss about these later on, but you can see basic load balancer is here, classic load balancer. It's like just we have some instances, data would be transferred to any of the instances. Okay, so here I'll just click on create. Okay, and here you can just give the load balancer name. So I'm just gonna say that classic LB GFG. Okay, I'm just gonna name it as it is, classic LB GFG. Now what else you need to do is you can see that here we scheme can't be changed. Okay, internet facing load balancer. Yeah, this is for like if you are creating load balancer for your internal company. Suppose these 3 are very important things, and you are creating an internal load balancer which nobody outside person can access. That means you'll get the IP address of the load balancer, but this is also the IP which nobody else can access. Okay, in that case you're gonna select this internal one, but I want a IP address which anyone can access. That means my front end can access, so I'm gonna go with internet facing. Okay, now here you can see that basically network mapping, so virtual private cloud. So I'm gonna select it as default, and in the mapping part just select all these. Okay, so I'm gonna use it for all these. Okay, all these. So here also you can see that this is the subnet for Asia 1, Asia A, B, C, right? So here you can see that which security group you want to choose. So I'm just gonna go with the default security group. Okay, default security group. Or what I'll do is if I just remove this one, well, let it be, just go with the default one, or else you can create your own security groups. In the upcoming videos we'll discuss that. Let's go with the default security group, okay, as it is. Now here you can see what I'm saying is, if there is any request on the load balancer into this IP address, I want to forward it to which port. So I'm gonna assume that my backend, my other instances are also running for this port. Why I'm assuming? Because if I just go to my instance, okay, so if I go to, just press control and click, it would open in next page, and let's go to this one, and here we'll just go to the security, and here we'll just go to this security group, right? Here edit inbound rules. So you can see that here the port number 80 is there by default. Okay, by default port number 80 is here. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So if there is a request on HTTP port 80 of this load balancer, to which port I want to forward it? So I want to forward it to port 80 only. Okay, suppose here into my EC2 instance, suppose this port was something else. Suppose it was port number 82. So what I will do is, here I'll simply write port number 82, and like that. Okay, so yeah, and you can write it multiple times also for different ports. Suppose someone made a request on port number 82, port number 82, so I'm gonna forward this request to instance number 1, similarly instance number 2, similarly instance number 3. You can do it customly also, but here I'm just gonna write it, choose a random instance and forward the request to that random instance. Okay, now here once this is done, once this is done, you can just check advanced health check options. So this is also very important one. Here you can see that suppose if this tries to load your EC2 instance. Okay, so this load balancer, first of all making the collection, load balancer would check that EC2 instance is working or not. You can see that EC2 instance is working, right? It's working. So what I'm gonna say is, just load, one time it worked, second time it worked, third time it worked. So I'm saying if it works 3 times, that means it's working. Okay, just an assumption. Okay, so if it's working 3 times, so here you can see that first of all here you can see that it's checking for 10 times. I'm gonna say that if it works for 3 times, it's working. Suppose if it's not working, one time I loaded, it's not working. You can see it's working, but assume that it's not working. Again I loaded, it's not working. So I'm gonna now assume that it didn't work. So again, just pick 2 here. Okay, so I'm going to say that just load for 2 times. If it didn't load, just say that not working, unhealthy threshold. Okay, now here you can see that here we can just say time to wait for EC2 instance to response. So you can increase the time you can just make it 5 second or different time for your like depends on your internet connection, also different kind of things. So I'll just go with the default one. Okay, default ones are fine. Okay, because I'm not sure which one really fits the best. You can just check out for different internet speeds. Okay, generally the default one is fine. Okay, so you can see that now which instance you want to add. Now here you can see we have instance 1, instance 2 and instance 3. Okay, perfect, confirm. So guys, I have basically added 3 instances. Okay, I have added these 3 instances. Perfect. So I have added the instances. Now you can see everything is fine. Okay, and if you want to give any tag so that you can remember it, so you can give a tag. Okay, so it's totally up to you. I'm not gonna give it a tag for now. And then you can just see that these are the settings. And now if I click on create load balancer, you can see guys that now my load balancer has been created. Perfect. So if I just show you a load balancer, okay, if I just go inside load balancer, you can see I'm inside the load balancer page. Here you can see we have the classic load balancer. Okay, so if I go inside this, okay, I've just named it as classic LBGFG, right? So here you can see that we have different kind of things available here. Okay, so this is the DNS name. Let's try to load this one. Okay, so if I go inside this DNS name, um let's wait. Okay, I think it's being created or something is happening here. You can see 0 out of 3 instances in service. So let me just load. Now you can see that 3 of 3 instances in service. So it's gonna take some time. Okay, it's gonna take some time. Now let's check it again. Okay, I think I have to make it HTTP colon slash slash. Just a second, guys. Let me just check the DNS properly. You can see that we have the DNS here. Okay, we have the DNS here, and then I'll just type this. I think it's because of the capital, I guess. Just a second, guys. I think it's because of my naming convention. Most probably it's gonna. No, no, no. I think naming convention is also fine. Let me just make it small. Maybe for small it would work. Maybe we should try again. Okay, let's check this one again. Can see that AWS record. Okay, so I'll just copy this. Okay, and then I'll just go back again. Let's paste it here and let's try it. So now you can see that it automatically becomes in small letter. Okay, and what else you need to do is HTTP colon slash slash. Let's check it. Okay, it's gonna take some time. Maybe it's taking some time to load for the first time, and since we added it just now, that's why it's taking some time. Okay, let's wait. Are these working or not? So you can see that these are working. My load balancer is not loading just now. We'll wait. Okay, we'll wait. Let me just go to the network mapping. Everything is fine here. My instances are connected. If I just refresh these, you can see that 3 out of 3 are in service, but I'm not able to get the name here. Just a second. What I'll do is I'll just retry to edit this one. Okay, I'll just retry to make this one. Maybe there is some issue with this specific load balancer, or I'll just edit this load balancer. Okay, just a second. Manage listeners, edit security groups, edit load balancer attributes. Okay, so load balancer. Let me just create another load balancer. Okay, so I'll just create another load balancer. Maybe there is some problem with this one. Just some problem. Okay, so I'll just gonna say that classic classic LB GFG. Okay, GFG HJ, something like that. I'm gonna name it as it is. Okay, and internet facing, everything is fine. I'm gonna assign it for AP South 1, AP South 2, AP South 3. Okay, security groups are fine. Now if someone requests on this port, I'm gonna return this port. Okay, now here which path you wanna ping to? Okay, I think this is maybe happening because of the ping path. Okay, let me just check what's the exact ping path which we write. No, it's actually index.html. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Right now, after that, additional health check settings. So I'll just make this threshold as 5 maybe. Okay, and let's increase the time. Maybe the time is must be less than the health check interval. Health check interval. Okay, health check interval is fine. Okay, 5, or maybe I'll just make it 5. Okay, unhealthy threshold 2. Interval is suppose amount of every sent to. Okay, 5 seconds is fine. Okay, now let's try this one, and I'll just add the instances again. So I'll add instance 1, instance 2, instance 3, confirm, add instances, and you can see that now they are being added. Timeout rain interval. Arey ho cha yaar. And then some additional tags, so that's fine. So now if I just click on create load balancer, view load balancer. Okay, now let's check this one. So you can see that we just now created this load balancer. Okay, now it's being loaded. Okay, so you can see that 0 out of 3 instances are running right now. Let's wait for a few seconds, then it would run. Okay guys, so now you can see that 3 of 3 instances are working here. Let's check this one again. So if I write it, and you can see that it's trying to be loaded. If I just type http://classic load balancer. Okay, I think there are some rule changes. Maybe let me just confirm this, how to create classic load balancer in AWS. Maybe there are some rule changes. Let me just go there. You can see that it's trying to be loaded, but it's not loading. Let's inspect this. There is no response coming from AWS for now. Okay, let's check this one. So here you can see before you log in, okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Network mapping, security groups, everything is fine here. Summary, verify. Select your new load balancer on the target instances. Read optional. अरे यार ये तो बहुत वो हो गया. Tags are optional. Okay, we didn't provide any tag. Okay, enable cross zone load balancing. Enable connection draining. Okay, cross zone for okay attributes में ये लगाना है, ठीक है. So क्रॉस जोन के लिए यार एक्शंस में जाओ और यहाँ पे वी कैन सिंपली सिलेक्ट edit load balancer attributes. You can see that this is also implemented. Cross zone load balancing. By default, each load balancer node of your classic is only distributes requests across registered instances in its availability zone. If you enable cross zone, okay, I'm gonna enable cross zone. And then what else is here? Connection for idle timeout 1 minute. Okay, summary, select edit next to setting. Okay, maybe there is some rule change here in the classic one. Anyways, so we just now discussed about the classic load balancer. Okay, so I'm gonna confirm this, what's the exact change in this one classic one. By the way, this is the old type of load balancing. Now the second type of load balancer is basically the application based, so I'll discuss that also. Then in the next video I'll give you confirmation what's the exact change in the rules which we have to keep. Okay, so this is one thing remaining. Okay, so I'll just write it here, write it here, what's remaining. So here I'll just write. Okay, so we are going to cover this in the next video. So elastic load balancer not loading. Okay, this is the one thing which we are going to fix in the next video. Elastic load balancer not loading. Okay, this is going to be fixed in the next video. Now one more thing which we have, one more type of load balancer is application based load balancer. Okay, so this is another type of load balancer. So let's go here. So basically what we did was we created elastic load balancer. Okay, we created elastic load balancer. Okay, we created elastic load balancer, right? What it did was it distributed the traffic directly. Okay, but application based load balancer is a little bit more additional one. What it does is it forwards the traffic to subgroups. Okay, so if I go to load balancers, here you can see that if I go to load balancers, here if I click on create new load balancer, you can see application load balancer. Okay, so if I click on choose an application load balancer, here you can see that load balancer name. So what load balancer name you want to provide? I'm gonna provide the name application LBGFG. Okay, something like that. Okay, and internet facing, I'll just make it dual stack. Okay, dual stack is also fine because some of the computers use IPv6 or IPv4, both cases. And what all, and all regions. Okay, I'll just enable it for all regions. What else? You can see the default security group, but you can add your custom security group. Now here you are going to give a target group. That means we are going to create a group of these three instances. Suppose I'm going to create a group of these three instances. Okay, I'm going to create a target group of these three instances, and I'll just pass that target group to the load balancer. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So we'll come back here. So for creating the target, so I'm just gonna go to EC2 control and just click. So you'll come here, and here what you're gonna do is you're just gonna select target groups, and in the target groups I'll just click on create target group. Okay, so we're gonna create the target group. You can see your load balancer routes are requested. Okay, basic configuration settings in the okay instances. So you're gonna provide the instances. Either you can provide some multiple IP addresses. Okay, IP addresses. You can either provide instances directly. You can provide different lambda functions, or you can provide application-based load balancer. That means one application-based load balancer can connect with another application-based load balancer. Okay, so here you can see what's the name you want to give. So I'm just gonna say that my TG1. Okay, my TG1, something like that. Okay, so Yes, you have to specify the port on which this is working, okay, and then you're gonna say the IP address type which you would get. So I'll get IPv4. Okay, now here you can see send request to targets HTTP1 supported when, okay, the protocol is GRC or the, okay, so I'll just select the protocol version HTTP1 for now. Okay, now health check. For health check, you can see that we have index.html file, so I'm just going to go with health check in that way, or you can just write it as it is, but I'm just going to write slash index.html because we're gonna get this as soon as I load our load balancer. Okay, so we'll just go to the attributes are fine. Okay, so I'll just click on next. Okay, so you can see that which instance you want to add to the application load balancer, so you can select these. Okay, to the target group, first I'm adding these instances to the target group. I'll attach that target group to the load balancer, so you can see that I've selected it. Okay, and now I'll just create a group. Okay, I think everything is done. Targets show only pending, no instance added yet. Okay, so I've added these instances. Okay, include as ports for this include as pending below. Okay, now you can see I've added. Okay, so these are the targets, right? Now you can see that if I click on create, let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. Let's check if like it's again gonna wait for a few seconds and then check that is this healthy or not. These three instances are connected to my to my target or not. Let me just reload this for a while. Okay, so it would be taking some while. Till then, I'll just continue with the application based load balance. So we created the target group. Its name is my TG1, right? Its name is my TG1. Now, guys, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go to you can just go to associate with new load balancer. Okay, you can create a load balancer from here, or what you can do is you can just go to the previous page of the application based load balancer which we created. There you can simply select the options. Okay, you can see we have a lot of options here, and we can just select can see that basically what we selected. You can see we selected the application. Okay, we selected the name internet facing dual stack and the VPC and the regions and the security group, and then in which port, and then we needed to revise the target. So you can see that now we got the target which we created. Okay, so you can see now I've added the target. Let me just check the target if it's working or not. Okay, again there are some things which I'm gonna do it later on. Okay, you can see. Okay, I think now I'll just register these targets. Okay, available instances, select the instances, specify ports, and add the instance in the list of pending. Repeat to add the additional. I think now they would be adding here. Okay. Okay, so now what we are gonna do is we have created the target group, right? We have created the target group. So we are assigning this target group to our load balancer. Okay, so once we assign this to our load balancer, you can just check out some additional tools provided by AWS. We are not gonna discuss this for now, but yeah, they are like one is for firewall and one is for global accelerator. But right now let's skip this. Okay, and then we have server side task and status. You can see not started, not started. Okay, anyways, create load balancer. So you can see that now what we did was we created our application based load balancer. Okay, so here I think something is also pending. So you can see that citizen must have. Okay, I think maybe it's only for IPv4. Let's go with IPv4 for now. So if I click on create load balancer, yeah, you can see that now it's been created. Okay, so you can see that the application based load balancer is also created. Now let's check this application once also, and hopefully this will also not work. Okay, but still we'll check this. Okay, we'll check this. There is some additional thing which I think I need to add into the instance, some additional security rules. I'll just confirm that in the next video. Okay, this is just for the basic introduction, what is load balancer and how to create load balancer. Okay, so here I'll just go to the load balancers. we created this load balancer. Okay, and here you can see we created this application based load balancer. So I'll just copy this, maybe I'll just select this here and I'll just paste it here. So you can see that again this one is also created, but right now it's not running because of again the rules which we haven't applied yet. Okay, so we'll apply those rules in the next video. We are going to just add some extra security rules for SSH, okay, in the next video. So this was all about the basics of the load balancer. In the next video we're going to discuss about all application load balancer implementation, and then the second type, which is what, the classic load balancer, network type load balancer. And then we have one more load balancer which I generally don't use, but yeah, if you want to use this, you can use this gateway load balancer. And then network load balancer, gateway load balancer is also really great, but I haven't used it that much yet. Okay, that much yet, because I haven't used it for third party applications. Like we generally use it for like normal applications, and network load balancer and application load balancer are enough for it. Okay, but yeah, for third party kind of stuff we have gateway load balancer. We're gonna discuss these in the next video. Okay, we're gonna run these load balancers in the next video. Okay, so we have to add some extra rules here, then they would be loading our content randomly. Okay, so that's it for today guys. I hope you understood this session, and in the next session we're gonna discuss the part 2, that means next stuff inside this load balancer. Okay, so I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.